So here we have a new kind of tree shelter. This one I've made with a good friend Sam Barnes down in Kent, and he's a vine and fruits tree specialist. And in this one, the tie is connected to the base. Now just torn that off. So what we do here, we just connect that, and that's just got a simple arrow that just goes through a slot and then pulls tight. And with this, I'm just going to roll it up. That just slides over, and I'll show you in a moment, but this has just got a little H-shape holder for it to make sure it doesn't slide down. Stake goes through. With this, the vine people reckon that they wanted the stake in the middle so that the vine can grow up around the stake, but just to the straighter point. That would go like that. So there you have your stake, and obviously that's a hawthorn, not a vine, but you get the point. And there we have, with me in shadow, there we have the shelter. Shelters are really there to keep small herbivores and herbivores away, so vole, rabbit, hare away, and also to enable the ground area to be sprayed without affecting the plant. This one is unvented and would do just that perfectly. Hello there, this is Andrew Gray, and I'm now going to show a new sort of tree shelter. I developed this with David Brown of Till Hill, and this is how it comes together. So it comes flat. We can get about 22,000 on a pallet. It's about 10% of the space used by the regular tubex and similar sorts of tube. So here we come along, and this is how you make the shelter. The little loops go in. And in this, you just flip that through, and that just creates a tie. Then it just drops over the plant. And here the tree people preferred their stakes to be on the outside of the shelter, so that just drops through there. And then you just knock that in the ground as normal. So this one's got lots of vents. So it's 300 to the vents, and then vents for the rest of the 300. These can be made in any height you like. The simplicity of stamping something out of a sheet, with this and the machinery that stamps them out, we can make 18,000 an hour. 18,000 an hour. And everything just goes bang punch, strips out all the little holes, and it is put to one side. So with production like that, you can imagine it's a great deal cheaper to make this. There's less plastic going up onto the hill, and you can have pretty much whatever shape you want. If you came to me with a new design, the drawing would take, let's say, an hour. It would take maybe 2 to 3 days to make the punch, and certainly on a good week we'd be making them by the end of the week. In the very worst case, you'd be looking at 2 weeks. To make the tooling for an extrusion machine, it takes months, and then just chugs through very slowly. So this seems a lot better way. We've purposefully made the whole thing slightly rattly. It's all well and good to say, oh, my tree grows up really, really well in a microclimate. Yeah, sure, it might, but it's the roots that count. Without good roots, your plant won't be fruitful if it's a vine or a fruit tree, and it's very likely to blow over if it is another sort of ash, oak, and other sorts of tree. What happens is obviously they grow through the tubes, they start to bush, stag, canopy, whatever word you prefer to use. And then the big wind blows and just everything comes over, because as you'll all have seen before, even the regular big tough stakes still rot quite quickly, very sadly, and in a decent wind everything will blow over. So the purpose of this, and obviously I'll just use a simple bamboo, but the purpose of this is to let some rock happen all the time. And obviously that's a little bit excessive, because I haven't pushed my bamboo or the stake in very much, but the whole thing will rock. That encourages root growth, and with root growth you'll have a healthy plant. Obviously with trees you're not going to be considering that as a crop for many years to come, so the fact that it might grow 2 or 3 inches faster in its first year really is almost of no significance. What you do want is a healthy tree at the end of 20-30 years, when you want to come to make it a crop. And with shelters like this, we think we stand a much better chance. Obviously you'll see that this is a clear one. We're going to make them with a very, very pale green tint, just for sort of to continue with the trend, but to keep it transparent gives you a chance of seeing exactly how the growth is going, because if you've got a problem you don't want to have to be looking down in the middle, you want to be able to see from a relatively far away, then you know you've got a problem. It also opens up the possibility for checking by drone, so people won't have to be wandering here, there and everywhere just to check the health of growth. So those are some of the advantages of this new sort of belter shelter. And for clarity, this can come off. This can come off, and you can disassemble the whole thing and go and put it on a new plant or a new tree, or just keep it stocked up for another time. As I say, in a flat form, it takes almost no space at all. 10% of the space required for a more regular tubex tube. So there's a few ideas for you. Thank you.